fellow Flosstubers, it's Patty here with episode 69. Today is August the 12th, 2019. On today's show, I have works in progress, I have knitting and spinning, so sit back and relax, grab your beverage of choice, water for me today, your craft of choice, and let's chat. How was everybody's week? Mine was good. We had a whole bunch of stuff happen with my youngest son. He's moving into a new apartment, and he's been taking furniture that we had stored here for him because he only had a room in a house before. So now he's going to a whole apartment. So we're excited about that. The wedding planning, I think, is going off without a hitch. I have no idea. But we did find out that the date he gave us was wrong by a day. So they're going to have to hang out here in town for a day before they go do their honeymoon. But, you know, you should have had it written down better. That's what I think. But that's okay. So, shall we get on with the stitching? I think so. So, Mirror Monday is Lady of the Flag, which is being done on 32 count preamble. And I almost got all of the stitching done. So, I have just a little bit more here to do, and then back stitching and beading is next. So, I'm very excited. So, next week I should be either starting the beading or showing you that I started the beading. So, have to wait and see. Then I pulled out another memorabilia, which is Petal Fairy, which I am doing on 28 count toasted almond. There she is. And I just worked some more on her petal dress. So that's where we're at with that. These are on 28 count mirrors are very big. Very, very, very big. And then I pulled out Mummy's Moonlight Cafe by Praiseworthy Stitches. And I'm doing this one on a 28 count Haunted Cashel by Picture This Plus. And I worked some more on the cafe. I'm kind of blocking it out and then stitching it up. So I worked on this side of the building. So that'll be nice. I do need to change the color of the fence because I'm using winter white for the building and it's supposed to be white for the rest of the fence, and I'd like to have it a different color, so I'm not sure yet. I was thinking gray, but I don't know if that gray will show up on Haunted or not, so I'll have to wait and see. Okay, and then I decided to pull out the Prairie Schooler Trick or Treat, which is on 36 count Winter Moon. I got it out of a stitchy box. So I was able to put in the little cat person, the little witch. I worked on the tree, and there's an itty bitty spider there. So isn't he cute? I think so. I think he's really cute. So I'm happy with that stitching. Okay, and then I worked on last week's the School of Magical Stitches and Literature homework. It was when Professor Umbridge took over Hogwarts. You could either do 1,000 stitches in something that Professor Umbridge liked, or 1,000 stitches on a project that you either gave up or really want to give up. So I pulled out Flip Flop because I put this in the UFO bin a long time ago. And it's a kit by Janlin, so it's on 14 count Ada. And you also had to say why you put it on timeout, and you have to say how you felt after stitching on it. So I put this in timeout because there was so much backstitch. I mean, the border's backstitched, the words are backstitched, every single piece in here is backstitched. And yeah, backstitch does make a difference. I totally agree with that, but I just didn't want to do any backstitch. So I've decided that I am going to continue with this project. but I am not going to do the back stitch on every single thing. I'll just pick and choose what I feel really needs back stitching and what doesn't need back stitching, like the words and the border. So yeah, and I'm also not going to put the words on the side that says, if the flip-flop fits, buy it in every color. I'm not going to put that in, and I'm also not going to do the little trees on the bottom. So I'm just going to adjust it to how I want it, and yeah, it's my project, so that's what I should do. So late Saturday night, all day Sunday, I worked on Tilton Crafts up on a rooftop on 25 count easy count grid. And that's it. And this is the project that I started working with parking and going diagonally, and I absolutely enjoyed stitching on this week. So I filled in the moon because I had worked around the moon because I was only doing the blue. So I filled in the moon and then got it all caught up, so now I'm working diagonally again. But I am so happy with how this turned out. My parking is, I do a 10 by 10 block. I pick the first color in the row and I stitch that whole color throughout the whole 10 by 10 square, and I move it to the next. If it can be parked in the next square, I do that. And then I go back and do the rest. And if I have to add a color, then I'll add the color. But I also do it line by line, but I make sure that all the colors in that line is done. And then I move down. If there's other color that needs to be done, then I do it. But that is how I do it. And I am enjoying it immensely. I feel like you don't have to, well, you don't have to put so many colors on because you've already got it. So you're just moving your needle from one color to the next. And I think that works really good. Really, really good. So that is what I stitched on this week. This last week. I've got quite a bit done. So, knitting. Knitting, I am still working on the same two projects. I know that last time I told you that I had broke a signature cord. Monday last week I got the cord replaced, so I had no problem with that. They sent me a new cord. It's here. So I can make the 32-inch size 6 cord now, or needle. I also went on Amazon and picked up a set of Chaigu interchangeable needles. I did the small and large set combined. So I went ahead and I switched the size 6 needle that I was using, the signature, on the Elias by Lynn Zimmerman. So this is also the 4.0 millimeter. And I'm using a Chaigu twist with the red cable. And I really like these. I've had them, and I've used them for socks. So I've used Chaigus before. Their points are nice and pointy, and I really like them. So I did a little bit of stitching last night, or knitting last night on this. So yeah, I would recommend Chaigu interchangeables. And yeah, I would. Signatures, customer service is great, but that is the third needle I've broken. I broke a 2.25 millimeter, and I've also broken a size 8, which is a size 8. I think it's a size 6. I think. No, size 5. Size 5 millimeter, and so I'm not gonna go out and buy any more signatures, but Chaigus, yeah, I'll get those. I liked those. And then I also worked on the socks, which I didn't work on them a lot. So this is Online Super Sock in the New York colorway. And this is on a size 1, 2.25 millimeter. And I'm using an Addy sock rocket, which I like Addy sock rockets a lot. So, for socks, obviously. And I only did like 3 or 4 rows because the first Wednesday of the month is we go out to dinner. So we went out to dinner and didn't get a lot of stitching done. At least I didn't. So that is where we're at with the knitting. Spinning. I did spin a little bit last week. I didn't do as much as I wanted to. I wanted to finish that 2nd ounce bobbin and I didn't. But I did get my Kickstarter. I backed a Kickstarter in January, and it's a electric eel wheel nano. So this is from dreamingrobots.com, and this is the nano, and it's plastic. I backed it with the $90 and $10 shipping. So doing that, I got 7 bobbins, and I picked the multicolored bobbins. So I have 3 purple, 2 white, and 2 green. It comes with an orifice reducer, which is that right there. It came with a USB plug-in and a wall plug-in, so I can use it out and about with a battery, so that's exciting. So I'm really happy with this. This is going to be fun to use, and yeah, I can't wait. I spun this on Sunday, because I got it Saturday. There is a small learning curve because I had the brake band, you loosen and tighten as it goes. It doesn't spin as fast as my Hansen, and it's a little noisy, not too bad, and sometimes it doesn't want to feed the yarn, so I'd had to stop a couple of times and feed the yarn on there myself. But I think for travel, it'll be fun. So there is a little itty bitty wheel. Isn't it cute? I think it's cute. I know I'm crazy, but I think it's cute. So, plans. My plans for School of Magical Stitches and Literature, it is owl season. So you have 7 core classes and 3 electives that you have to stitch this time. You can either stitch 100 to get the E or 200 to get the O. My goal is to do the E. Okay, and so you have astronomy, which I have penciled in up on the rooftop. Okay, charms I put in Halloween at Hawthorne Hollow. I will have to figure out how I'm going to get that to work. I'll just figure it out myself. Defense of the Dark Arts, I put Hannah Sanderson because she's got all that nice thoughts in there, so I figured that would be a good thing to put in. Herbology, I'm going to do Petal Fairy because of the petals. History of Magic, I'm going to do Up on the Rooftop because of Santa Claus. Potions, I'm going to do Mommy's Moonlight Cafe because you're going to a cafe, you're going to get potions in the cafe. And Transfiguration, I'm going to do Mommy's Moonlight Cafe because that's Professor McGonagall on the roof teaching us how to do that. And then I have, as my electives, I have Runes, which is Death by Cross Stitch because of the lettering. Magical Creatures, I did Death by Cross Stitch because there's Pegasus and a unicorn. And Muggle Studies, I'm doing Death by Cross Stitch as well because there's crowns. Crowns are history of European history with all the kings and queens. So that is what I plan on doing that. I just got a low battery. That's why my finger went up on the screen. So I guess I'm going to have to go. So I hope that everything works out for you this week. And I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content. And I'll see you guys next week.